Hi, this is Ross from Marina Marbella UK, and today I wanted to show you this beautiful Sea Ray 230 SPX 2021 that we've just listed on brokerage. Come with me and we'll have a look. At the back of the boat now, just wanted to show you a couple of features. One being the bathing ladder, comes down here, 4 rungs with flat bars, so very comfortable under your feet, and that stows in this position up here with a nice bungee cord to hold it in place. We have the V6 250 horsepower 4.5 in this boat, and that has a Bravo 3 leg, which is a Bravo 3. This is what you see here. It's a little bit more substantial in the casing, and also underneath here we've got 2 propellers, and they contra-rotate as I move them around like so. That meaning, as your boat is pushing along the water, as that digs into the water, it's going to give you more thrust out. So getting up onto the plane is going to be quicker. And also when you're in close quarter manoeuvring in the pontoon, or around the pontoon should I say, that's going to bite a little bit better. So you're going to find you better push and pull the boat, so it'll be easier for the steering and close quartering. There's a little mark at the bottom of the skeg down here. I don't know if you can see it, Harry. Down here, and there's a little bit of mark on the propeller here. Obviously, want to be transparent in the video to show you what we have on the brokerage boat here. We've got the navigation light will go in here. This is the all-round white light on the bow. We've got the green and the red, the port starboard. Got a ski hook down here for towables. Not the wakeboarding, which will be higher up. This will be for skiing or donuts, or anything you want to tow behind the boat. Here. This is the inlet for the water tank for the shower. And here is the transom shower just here. Let's go up on board and have a look at the cockpit. Moving into the cockpit now. Down here, I'm just going to show you this locker here. It's where the batteries are stored. There's 2 batteries on this boat. It's just stored nicely in a dedicated locker down here. There's a little drain at the top as well. Very easy access. I'll just shut this door here. Open that up again there. This here, when it's closed across the walkway into the cockpit, there's a cushion that goes on there. And with that cushion, it can give you a complete sun pad. Or, if I move this up here, as you can see, you have a seat on the back, just above the engine cover. Under this cushion here, we have the icebox or the igloo set down in there. Under here is the actual fridge with a proper fridge element in here and a drain at the bottom of the fridge there. You could have bottles height-wise all the way through. And then this one, lift that up, it's the back end of the unit for the fridge element. There's a little bit of storage to the side, but not a great deal. Put that back down. Nice Sea Ray teak table. Under here is the ski locker. So under here, this is the fuel tank controls at the back. There's storage area to the port and to the starboard side. And the ski locker, to give you an idea, ski locker comes right up to about this point up here, just in level with the helm. Port side seating. Co-pilot seat facing forward. If you move the seat, lift and move the seat forward, like so, then it becomes a backrest, and that enables the spotter, so you've got the helm person driving the boat, the spotter sat in the co-pilot seat looking behind the skier or anything you're towing, the towables. That way you can keep an eye on what's going on behind you. Moving through the boat towards the helm, I just wanted to point out the stereo. So on this particular boat, we've got something called the Premier Stereo Upgrade. And what that basically means, over and above the 4 speakers, we have 2 at the back here in the cockpit and 2 in the bow, you get an amplifier and a subwoofer. And here is the subwoofer, this big beast down here, just behind the helm seat. Moving towards the helm. So that stereo we're talking about works. Just through there, okay. I'm talking rather than music, unfortunately, there. We've got the controls on here for the lights. We've got nav lights up here. We've got the accent and the courtesy lights, which are what we were talking about earlier on. This one to show you the courtesy. I don't know if you can see back here, Harry. Can you see the blue lights coming around? You see that under there, under here? Yeah. So that's there. Turn those off. We've got the horn on here as well, and then on the starboard side, on the right hand side of the wheel, we have bilge pump, bilge blower, and then the light that indicates about the service. We have a VHF, Icon VHF fitted to this boat as well. You can just see the controls down under the helm here. We have what we call active trim, which helps to keep a constant speed in a turn if you're a turn a skier. So what happens if you were going straight, a ski at the back, boat in front, if you were driving along nose to tail going through the water, if the boat suddenly took a turn, there'd be a slack in the line and there would be a push-pull. So the active trim actually helps you to keep the ski as you turn, it keeps a constant speed. So that's on here. There's a few settings up and down on here. We talked about the engine earlier on, the V6. This is what we call a digital DTS, digital throttle shift. What that means is it's a fly-by-wire system, so I'll just move this with one finger on the throttle, forward and reverse. We have the stop-start button at the bottom here, so you can just turn the key to the start position without turning the engine over on the dash. You can control everything there and stopping and starting the engine from under the helm here. And the button above that is actually the throttle. It's like a clutch on your car, or if anybody's au fait with the older boats, you push a button at the centre here, and then that would allow you to run the engine into neutral without putting drive on the propeller. So that's there, and obviously trim. So you can trim the leg up and leg down on here. And then over here we have USB connectors that can be linked to the Fusion stereo, or you can use it as a charger. There's mini data on the bottom, and the one above is like a cigarette conventional 12-volt charger, so you could charge phones up from here as well. And we did look at the dash up on here, but it shows you the hours, 64 hours. I think we said that already. And then what you can have on this is currently in engine data, but if I push this button here, we have options. So we could have this is the charts. This is why you'll see it zoomed in. There's a chart in this one. So it will give you, just a second, it will come up, here it comes. So it shows us here, this is the boat, the black is us on the boat. We're on the hard at the moment, we're at Universal Marina underneath. And there's the marina down here. And that's the Hamble River. So you can see all the way in, so you can zoom right in. See it goes in, I could probably, if I do this, I could go right the way down to a berth. So that's where we launch our boats into the water here, and then we have a holding pontoon in this point here and this point here. So when the boat gets popped in the water, should be just where that little X is there. So that's another feature from the screen. So really decent. Also, there's no dials or anything sticking out that you then want to put a plotter on top of. So it's a nice, clear, flush dash. Let's go and have a look at the, well, the next thing is the toilet and then the bow. We have a 23-foot bow rider here, the 230 SPXE, and it has a toilet on it. I just wanted to give you the full heads up for space. Literally, there we go. We're sat here in comfort. So it does have a toilet. It ticks the box. It's me out of it, but you can have a little look inside there and see for yourself. In the bow, we have a locker on the floor. Storage, that's a wet locker, so meaning that at any stage that could get wet. So don't put any paper down in there, more fenders and lines for that one. And here's me, my feet dangling, my wet feet by the looks of it, dangling at the front there, armrest up. There's a grab rail on either side. Obviously we're on the starboard side here, there's one on the port as well, so plenty of space there. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to infill the centre, put the swabs in, and then we'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, just like Blue Peter, here's what I did earlier. So we've now put the infill centre through here. I'm just going to lift that off. This circle that you see on the floor here is when you come to do the cover for the bow. The pole, the ridge pole that goes in the centre to keep the water off the high bit, sits down in here as well. So that's where the ridge pole goes. That's why there's a hole in the centre. Cushion on top. That now gives us a complete sun pad base. And then there's two, I called them washboards earlier on, but there's two boards that go in the centre here to give you a good backrest all the way around. And if I close this screen off like so. And then under here, you'll see there's two, I don't know if you can see this side, Harry. There's two catches. If I do it that way around, the larger bit goes across this glass here, the smaller bit's on this side. And you can see that down there as well. I'm going to have to lean forward a little bit. There we go. Now, what that's designed to do is in our bigger sports boats, we've come to the realization that if you close this area off here, we have a door that comes across and the screen across as well. It prevents the wind from coming down. So on a hot day when you've been out in the boat for the day and you're coming back to your berth, your port, it would be quite a cold trip because the air would be funneling under the screen and into the cockpit. Simply by putting the boards through here with the backrest on, so you can enjoy the slower speeds and the sun pad up here, it stops the wind from going underneath the screen as well. So that gives your cockpit a little bit warmer for you. I hope you liked our tour of the 230 SPX 2021 boat. I'll show you a picture of the hull at this point of the video because I don't think I touched on that. We have the red hull on this one with the black stripe, gel stripe going through it. In the cockpit itself up here, the seating is stone, which is the grey. The flooring we have is June, or the Espresso, which is the brown sea deck. Great material, great in the wet and great in the dry. And that's our tour. I hope you liked it. If you'd like any further details, please comment in the video here, or you can always call us on our office number, which is 01489 576 676. Again, the details will be at the bottom of the screen for you. I would point, but I don't know where he's going to put them, so that would go wrong. Like I say, I hope you liked it. Any queries or any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one.